Everybody say hello, softball girls.
Hi.
Softball girls, say hi to yourself.
Hi.
Since you haven't left yet. All right.
Hi, Karen.
Section P5. Here we go.
This is her.
All right. P5. Linear equations. Woo, we're really getting into the hard stuff, all right? Using slope. The simplest mathematical model to find a linear equation in two variables is y equals mx plus b. That is...
That wasn't dismissal. Oh, there they are.
That is slope-intercept form. Oh, it's written down right down below. Slope-intercept form. Okay, now, what a novel description of what that is. Why do they call it slope-intercept form? This is the slope. This is the y-intercept. Oh my gosh, they were real original with their description of what that is, right? Slope-intercept. X and y stay. So, slope is m, y-intercept is b. Yeah? Example 1. Slope is negative 1/2. The y-intercept is 3. Here, there is no slope. Okay, we'll talk about him in just a second. But let's see if you guys remember how to graph these. You should. How do you graph that? Negative 1/2 x plus 3. Start at 3. 3 is the y-intercept. 1, 2, 3. And then you go from there. Down 1 over 2. Which way are you going over to?
Down.
Left?
Right.
If I go left 2, it will look like this. That line has a positive slope. Does my line have a positive slope?
Josh, you dummy.
No, so it goes to the right. Down 1 to the right 2. So he looks like this. Okay? So keep that in mind. If you forget which way to go, look at your line. Is it sloping upward or sloping downward? It should go down, right? How do you graph y equals 2? It is a horizontal line because no matter what the x-coordinate is, the y-coordinate is always 2. So he's going like this. Okay? That means y is 2 all the time. If x is 1, y is 2. If x is 17, y is 2, etc. all the way through. Rise over run. Yes, rise over run. Okay? All right, ratios and rates of change. There's a difference between a ratio and a difference between a rate of change, okay? So in real life problems, the slope of a line can be interpreted as either a ratio or a rate, okay? In a ratio, you are using the same units. The same units. So, like, 1 out of 2 students are girls in this class, right? 1 out of every 2 students in this class are girls, because, like, half of you are girls. I don't know. So those are using the same units, because we're talking about people and people, okay? A rate would be different units. Different units. So like the top is miles and the bottom is hours. Miles per hour. That is a rate. It is not a ratio. Rate. Okay? So a ratio, the maximum recommended slope of a wheelchair ramp is 1 to 12. Okay? So here's my wheelchair ramp. Here's my building that I'm going into, whatever. Here's my wheelchair ramp. 1 to 12. That means for every 1 inch it goes up, it can go out 12 inches, right? It goes up 1 inch, it has to go out 12 inches. Now, we talked about this before in another class, yes. They put regulations like the state of Nebraska or like the United States puts regulations on how steep you can make a wheelchair ramp. Why would they do that?
If it's too steep, they can't get up.
If it's too steep, we're going to be having some wild wheelchair races, right?
Awesome.
Or we let Granny go at the top. Bang, bang. Woo! That's going to be some fun, right? So it gets dangerous. It gets dangerous if you have too steep of a wheelchair ramp, right? Okay. Now, have you guys been to the amusement parks or whatever where they're regulated to have a wheelchair thing and they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth? That's because they have to go and not just a holding pen, they're actually sloping upward, right? You know what I'm talking about? They're sloping upward. The reason why they have to go back and forth and back and forth, back and forth is so you don't have to walk a half a mile down to go up onto the ramp to get up, right? Does that make sense? They start you here, so you don't have to walk all the way down there to get on the ramp, right? You can walk back and forth, okay? So that's how that works, all right? So up 1 inch for every 12 inch you goes out. Okay, so a business is installing a wheelchair ramp that rises. We're going to do some similar triangles here. rises 22 inches over a horizontal length of 24 feet. Okay? Is the ramp steeper than recommended? Is the ramp steeper than recommended? Yeah, it's 1 inch for every 12 inches it goes up. That's right. Yes. Okay. So, is it steeper than recommended?
Have to be the same.
Or inches to feet. It doesn't matter what one you go in.
No,
It doesn't matter. Okay. So do you want to go
I
from
know.
feet to inches? Yes. Okay. So we're going from feet to inches. So 24 feet is how many inches?
280.
288. So we need to determine whether that is too steep or not, right? Okay? It's not the same, right? Let's figure out this. If it's 288, divide that by, well, no.
11 over 144.
What?
Just make it a proportion. You don't have to make this any harder than it should be.
Make it a proportion?
22
Okay,
over
we'll do it. Well, we know it's not equal, but is it too steep or not steep enough?
That's the whole thing.
Now 11 over 144, Josh. That we want it.
It's too steep?
It's reduced.
So what do you want to do, Josh?
I would just say, make it a proportion.
Okay.
Then 22, divide that by
Oh
2.
my.
And then you got, what is it, 11 over 144?
Should we do an X there and like figure out what it should be, right? And then compare it to what it is?
This way?
Yeah.
Sure, okay, let's do that.
288 divided by
12.
It's
24.
22.
If you simplify it to 11 over 144, then take 1 over 12.
Your answer is 13.09, which is 0.9.
Let's do this. Okay. I think I'm doing the same thing as what Allison is doing. I'm going to put my X down here. I'm going to put how long should it be, and let's do 22 inches up here. Let's do that. That will make it easier. Yes, that will make it easier, okay? So we're going to cross multiply and divide. So 1x, what is 12 times 22?
1222.
254. 264. So, if we are going up 22 inches, this guy should be 264 units in length.
It's not too steep. 'cause
It is not too
bigger.
steep because we're going out longer than we need to. We are okay.
I think Andrew's way was a
But
lot
that's
simpler.
not
What?
wrong.
You could have done it
But if it
simpler.
goes-
Listen to Andrew. Listen to Andrew.
But if it goes up 200,
They should both be 24.
If it's going up too high, it is too steep.
Yeah. Yeah, let Andrew
I
explain
don't need to
his way.
explain it to everyone.
Explain.
What's your method?
Well, if they were both 24, because 12 inches is 1 foot, and that's 22 inches, and it goes up 1 foot for 12 inches, or 1 inch for 12 inches, and you gotta have 24 feet.
Okay, so that one,
Yeah.
that triangle.
1 inch, and then 12 inches on the bottom.
Yes, ma'am.
That one,
24 on the sides.
12 over 144,
on the
and
bottom.
that one equals 11 over 144.
You got a point.
It's
What
fine,
is
it's
144
fine.
They should both be 24,
Simplified.
because 1 inch is 12 inches over 1.
So, if you take 22
It's not-
divided
that's how I
by,
find
if
out
you
it's
take
not
height
super.
divided by your length, and it's a bigger number, like, and it's over 12, does that mean
It depends on whether you're bottom or top.
Okay, here's what I do.
So it's going, so 22 over 288. What is 22 over 288? So that is a,
11 over 144.
that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
You have to take,
But it works for the problem. That's all that matters.
22 over 288. I'm thinking about this too hard. 22 over 288. Divide both of those, I don't know.
22 over
288.
144.
288 divided by 12. Woo!
Oh, never mind.
24, 22 divided by 12. So this is the equivalent of 1.8 over 12. That guy's the equivalent of 1.8 over 12. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. It's not too steep. It's not too
you
steep.
figured that out like 5 different ways.
I know. Because I don't know which way is
I
better.
hope Trinity doesn't get confused on this.
So if we're looking at, so 1 over 12, I know, they're going to get really confused. 1 over 12 and 22 over whatever this is, okay? I'm going to figure out what it should be. If we're going up 12 or up 22, I'm going to put that next to the up and up, right? And about what it should be. It should be 264 going out, 264 inches going out. But it is actually longer going out, which makes the angle of it, if it's longer going out, that makes the angle of it shorter, right? So it is not too steep.
Great.
Let's go through your method here later. We'll go through your method. So not too steep. Not too steep. Not too steep. Okay, next, rate. The population of Kentucky was 3,687,000 in 1990. And then it went to 4 million in 2000. So over 10 years. What was the average rate of change? Oh my gosh, this should be way easier. Right? This is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's ended up being 4042 with 3 zeros minus 3687 with 3 zeros. That's how much the population is increasing over, if you want to know how they get 10, 2000 minus 1990 is something over 10. What is that top number going to be? If we subtract those two, 4042000 minus that other big long number.
355000.
355000. Say, okay, so we're going to knock off a 0, and we're going to say that it is increasing 35,500 each year. That is my rate of change. People per year. It is increasing 35,000 people per year. Does that make sense? That one at least was better, right? Okay, let's go to the back side. Wait. Okay. Go up to number 2?
Yeah, I never got those one here. Example 1 and 2.
And y equals 2.
Hey, you want to fight them?
No.
Of course.
Okay. All right, slope of a line passing through 2 points. Let's find the slope. Find the slope between 3, 4 and 3, 1 is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 because it is rise over run. So, this is your second one. This is your first one. y2, what is y2? 1 minus 4, 3 minus 3. 1 minus 4 is negative 3 over,
0.
What's the, is it 0 or is it undefined?
Undefined.
Undefined. Friends don't let friends divide by 0. So undefined. Undefined slope. Okay, what does a line look like if its slope is undefined?
They just keep going forever. It's nothing.
It's an up and down line. If it's undefined, it's up and down, right? Because a line that's going up and down like this, it is rising. It has a number up here, but it is not running. Does that make sense?
What if it's horizontal?
If it's horizontal, what's its slope? 0, because it is running. It has a number down here, but it's not rising. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, so up and down lines has undefined slope. This is a vertical line. If you think about 3, 4, and 3, 1, 3, 4 is here, 3, 1 is here. It's an up and down line.
The next one's so stupid.
Okay, the next one is stupid too because y2 minus y1, 2 minus 2 over 2 minus a negative 1 is 0 over 3. So this has a slope of 0. And this is a horizontal line. Horizontal line because it is running but it is not rising. Yes?
Yes.
The rise is 0. Okay, now, point slope form of a line. It's not my favorite. I don't like point slope form of a line. I don't like it. I don't have it memorized. I don't like it.
Let's not do it.
So, what we're going to do is, anytime it asks for in your homework assignment, like do it in point slope form, you can do it in slope intercept form. That's fine. Okay. So you can change that. You can change to slope intercept form because I like that one better. Sorry. Point slope form has a time and a place, but I like slope intercept form better. So this example. Something has a slope of 3 and it passes through the point 1, negative 2. So I want to write an equation y equals mx plus b, and I want to plug that stuff in. So what goes where? It has a slope of 3 and it passes through the point 1, negative 2. What are you going to do first? Uh-oh. Put the slope in right here. This is 3, okay? And then how do I find b? Plug in the point, okay? So -2 is the y coordinate. Don't let that confuse you because people see the 1 first and they want to put the 1 there, all right? 3 times 1 plus b. This is 3. We're going to subtract 3, subtract 3. b is -5. Was that too fast? I kind of like whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah? Y equals, here's our equation. Y equals 3x minus 5. That is the line that has a slope which is 3 and it passes through the point 1, -2. Now we have parallel and perpendicular lines. So two lines that are parallel look like this. What is true about them?
They never touch.
Yeah,
They never touch. They have the same slope. Slopes are equal. Their slopes are equal, okay? What happens if two lines are perpendicular? What does perpendicular look like, by the way?
T.
They're all just crossing. Like, because these cross, but they're not perpendicular.
They're making
90 degrees.
They make a 90-degree angle when they cross, okay? So that's the special part. Now, their slopes are negative reciprocals. So, just to exercise our knowledge here, what is the negative reciprocal of 2/3?
-3.
-3/2. Ooh. What's the slope, or what's the negative reciprocal of 7? -1/7, etc., right? Yeah? Okay, so negative flip passes through 2, -1, and we want a parallel and a perpendicular line to this guy. 2x minus 3y equals 5. First thing, we need slope-intercept form. So we're going to solve for y here. Okay, let's kick the, I don't know, 2x to the other side. -2x minus 2x, yeah? So -3y equals -2x plus 5. Then what? Divide by -3, divide by -3, divide by -3. Y equals 2/3 x minus 5/3. Okay? What is the slope of that line?
2/3.
2/3. So we're going to use that in part A and in part B. Okay, so in part A, our slope, I'm going to write slope for each, whoa, slope. Okay? A, we want a parallel line. B, we want a perpendicular line. So what does our slope need to be for part A? For parallel, the same, right? 2/3. Oh, dang, I picked a really good example. Do you see that? 2/3, negative, okay, whatever. 2/3. Slope for perpendicular. She finally saw it. -3/2 is what perpendicular needs to be, right? Because we just did that one, right? 2/3, -3/2. Okay, now, I have my equation. Good for me. Y equals 2/3 x plus what?
5/3.
Plus, no.
Plus,
Plus what? B. We got to find B. Cade, where does the 5/3 come into play? When do we use him? There's -5/3 down here over in the corner. When do we use that thing?
Put it in for B. Why?
We don't ever use it. You cross it out. He is not relevant to the problem. The only reason why we need the first equation is so we can get the slope from it. Okay? So don't ever use him. So how do we find B then? Plug 2, -1 in, the point that they give us. So -1's going to go here. Oh, yuck. 2's going to go there. What's 2/3 times 2? Yeah, you're right. That's fine. I'm just going to write it as 4/3 though, instead of 1 1/3. So 4/3 is what this guy is. 4/3. Subtract 4/3 minus 4/3. So B is, what's -1, or -1 minus 4/3. -7/3. You know how to do that? -1 is like -3/3 minus another 4/3. So -7/3. So B is -7/3. Yuck, disgusting. Y equals 2/3 x minus 7/3. And I'm running out of room. But parallel is going to be easier because it's going to come out nicer. Okay? So there's that guy. Now, the slope for this one. is y equals negative 3 over 2x plus b. And we're going to plug in negative 1 in for y and 2 in for x plus b. Okay, what is negative 3 over 2 times 2? Negative 6 over 2 or just negative 3, right? The 2's cancel if you want to do that to start with. So this guy is just negative 3, and then you add 3, and then you add 3, and then the answer is for B, 2, and then y equals, I'm running out of room, negative 3 over 2x plus 2. That's a really crammed answer. Holy cow, I hope you had more room than I did. No? Sorry.
Sorry.
Yours looks good. Okay. Moving on. Last thing, application. Your publishing company has purchased a $12,000 machine which has a useful life of 8 years. The salvage value of the machine is $2,000. Write a linear equation that describes the book value of the machine each year. Accounting people, this is depreciation. This is the straight line method of depreciation, right? Straight line method. You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Mr. Jones, I'll call him up later, all right? So straight line method of depreciation. Then they have other methods like the double declining method of depreciation.
Me and John did that.
Okay, so straight line method of depreciation. It's starting with $12,000 and it's going to $2,000. We want to salvage it at $2,000. So how much is it going to depreciation over its life?
10,000.
10,000, right? That's like y2 minus y1, right? 10,000 over the course of how long? Useful life is 8 years. So how much is it depreciating each year? 1,250. Okay, so we are starting with y equals mx plus b. Okay, so what is m? Negative 1250. I was waiting for him to just leave it at 1250. Now, why is it negative 1250?
Oh, no,
It's depreciating. Negative 1250x. Okay, plus b is what it's starting at. 12,000. There you go. There you go.
You stole it.
Woo. Good? That's all.
You probably stole it.
Okay. Why is it 1250? Because depreciating from 12,000 to 2,000 is $10,000.
Can we call Jones
We
now?
want to salvage it at $2,000. It's going to depreciate 10,000 over its useful life. And they tell me that we're going to have it for 8 years. So like basically if I would sell it before those 8 years are up, how much would it be worth at that given point in time? I can figure that out by just subtracting 1250 each year. Okay. That's how you do that. Good? All right. I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to go back to Allison's
Andrew, are you sure?
thing.